Plenty of drama, plenty of action, but at the end of the day, it was the Multan Sultans who make their way straight into the final. They down Lahore Qalandars. And Marina, a little disappointed, I know. Lahore was your team, but no, what did you think of both sides, and are you surprised at the result today?
Well, I mean, we all know where the problem lies. You can win games occasionally, but you cannot win a tournament relying on one person, especially in batting. And
I wonder who that could be.
Let's ask Lahore Qalandar. I mean, yeah, it was a decent total given the fact that there wasn't much pace allowed on the surface. But again, you have to give credit to Rizwan and the bowlers. They actually learned what length was working. They worked their way up. But again, I mean, Fakhr, yeah, he scored 63 runs, but what about the other end? You cannot chase a total if you're only relying on one person. I mean, Ghulam was the second highest, scoring 20. No one else there. So you need support, and it's not like they don't have the resources, they do. But I don't know when they're going to wake up and realize that they have to come together as a unit, especially batting second, chasing down.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the Multan Sultans, they've only lost one game this entire season. That game they did lose was to Lahore Qalandars, but there's something about the way that they dig themselves out of any issue. They problem solve any collapse, any batters that are getting away. Why are they so successful at getting the job done?
Well, I think the most important thing we've mentioned every now and then is about the environment, how Rizwan actually tackles his soldiers. Everyone who gets an opportunity, whether he's a batter or a bowler, he knows that he has the faith of the captain and the think tanks as well, and also the skills. So whenever there's an opportunity, everyone steps up. Rizwan couldn't really start off well. Shan got out early, but then Riley stepped into the boots. Tim David was a huge loss there. He wasn't playing. But again, Riley made the impact. And in bowling, they thought that they were into the game, right? Lahore Qalandar were cruising on a right pace, but then the Hani came in and he turned the game around. So for me, I think the realization that every player is meant to have a role and every player needs to play the responsibility and take responsibility. It's a combined unit, and that's actually working beautifully for them.
Yeah, so the Sultans are looking fantastic heading into the final. Like you said, all the bowlers really chipping in and taking wickets and making their presence known. A lot of the batters, different batters each time stepping up to the plate. But, you know, looking ahead for Lahore Qalandars, they have to win their next match. It's against either Peshawar Zalmi or Islamabad United. Back to the drawing board, what do they have to do for next game?
Well, it's quite simple. I mean, someone has to take up the bat and start scoring. They've got a very lethal bowling, that's for sure. But again, the bowlers need something to bowl at. And if you're opting to chase, you have to be mindful of what options you can opt. They have been shifting the batting order, but it's not working. I mean, for me, Abdullah, Shafiq and Kamran are quite similar. You might need someone who can step up. You need Fakhr out there for longer overs. Phil Salt needs to bring his A game. And Henry Brook, we know how devastating he can be, destructive. But again, it was just one innings. If you want to make sure that you get that spot in the final, you have to be spot on with your batting.
Oh, plenty to play for, lots to think about for Lahore Qalandars. But for the Multan Sultans, they're putting their feet up, and we'll see them on Sunday for the final.